guys, let's take a look at making a little concrete pot using Fusion 360, something that we can cast later. You can see one of my samples here, so that's the basic kind of pot that we're looking at. And here is the mold that I've made for the similar pot. So we're going to look at how we can make the mold and make that little pot. Now, the easiest way to start this, I guess, is by using a revolve. So I'm going to start a new sketch on one of my planes. And I'm going to draw a center line representing the center of my pot. Now, I want mine to be about 150 mils high. So I've got a magic line 150 mils high. Now, I want the base of my pot to be, let's say 140, so 70 is okay here, because remember this is revolving around. And I want the top, I'll start a new line from the top here. I want that to be a bit bigger, 200 is probably pushing it, but let's say 180, so that would be a 90 mil. I'm going to draw another line down here. Oops. So undo that one and draw another line from here to here. So there's kind of the basic of the pot. Now I can draw the inside as well. So I'm just going to come down, I'm going to draw another line from the top down, nice and parallel. And over like that, so you can see the shape. It doesn't look quite parallel to me, so I'm going to use my parallel constraint to say that is parallel to that. That looks good. And this is parallel to that, which it probably already is. I can say D for dimension. Add a dimension to that, so that's 22. Maybe let's make that 15. It's a bit smaller, gives me some shape there. And I can do the same at the bottom, that probably 15 would be more than suffice. So I've got this cool little profile. I'm going to go finish sketch. And I can take this, use the revolve tool to revolve the profile around that axis, like so. I go OK, and you end up with that basic shape. Now in mine I had those flutes coming off the side. To do that, I'm going to create a sketch on the top, and I'm just going to draw a circle that's starting to cut in. Now you can play around with the sizes of this, but let's see, that looks good to me. So I'm just looking at that arc really. I'm going to come around to the bottom, and I'll create a new sketch down here at the bottom. And I'll create another circle that's just cutting in a little bit. So you can, again, you can edit these sketches later, play around with them. I'm going to take these two, and I'm going to loft them. So I'll loft this sketch to that sketch, like so. You can see how we're getting a cut there. Bring my loft tool board back in. So it's cutting. I'm going to go OK. I obviously have a bit of a problem here. So I can come back and edit my sketches just a little bit, and that should stop that cut. So then I get a bit nicer shape. Once I've got that, I can come in and use the pattern tool. So pattern, circular pattern, select that face and my axes. And you can see that's starting to bring it around. Try to make this divisible by 3. Any more than that, it'll make it difficult for the mold. So 9 for me, you can see how that's coming together. But I don't know why it's missed the one at the back. I think we're going to go in, edit that feature. I think 9's too many. So I'm going to go 6. There you go. So 6 works a little better for the design that I came up with. Kind of neat. So there's my finished pot. Now I could fill out some corners and things, but I think for what I'm looking at, this is okay. So from here, we're going to stop this. This is going to be part 1.